Let us continue with our lesson and let's try to debug and see what went wrong. So that's why we are not able to receive our data. If you go to the Postman over here and if you send the user detail with a 1 over here, which is the user ID, you can actually get back the detail. So you can see we have a ID, name, email, profile, right? So everything is sent back from the server as expected. So which means that it's working expected. And if you go to the application, we may be missing something over here. So let us try to put a breakpoint somewhere here and here and here. And what I will do is I will go back and let us debug it. So let's run with a debug. So debug the app and let us wait for the application to get started. And that should take a bit, 2 seconds around. Yeah. So the main screen is launch, and if we go to the profile section over here, and that should trigger the debug. And now we are over here and just hit the next, go to next step, and we are over here. And if you go and debug the data section over here, we are not getting the data. If you check the body, we have everything null. And if you go to the raw response, you can see that the header that we are passing and network response over here. So this is the header and the request that we are sending. So the request we are sending over here is the get request and the URL. So URL is over here, and the URL may be something not correct. URL, yeah, the URL we are sending the, okay, we are sending the access token in the URL. So URL should be in our header, right? So in the header should contain the URL. Sorry, in the header we should contain the authorization code. But in the URL you can see we are passing the authorization code. So the access token is in our URL. So that may be a mistake. Okay, so I got it here over here. So it should be not the get access token, it should be of a get user ID, right? So that should be the mistake that I have done over here. Sorry for that one. So if you have made the same mistake, so you just change it to get user ID, and because we are getting the user ID over here, we want the user ID, not the access token. So access token is for the token and user ID is for get user ID. I'm not sure when I did that mistake, so sorry for that one. And let us run the application and just run the application normally now and without the breakpoint, and I think we should be able to get back the data from the server. So let's wait for the application to start and let us go to the profile. Okay, so that's working. So we have a username and the email. So that's working, and what we have to do next is we need a profile image. And on the next lecture, we will go and see how to make use of the third-party library, and we'll find a library to show our user profile image from the URL, because we are getting the URL. If you go to the Postman and you are getting the URL, this is the image URL. We need to pass this and show it to the image view. So let's meet up in the next lecture, and next lecture we'll go and configure the profile image. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.